Hello folks, welcome back here on my channel. I'm Tyrone Sasha Henry and you're watching String Machine. Today I want to talk to you about two scales that are frequently referred to as exotic scales, and this is somewhat right and also somewhat wrong, and I want to talk to you about it right after the intro. Stay tuned. The scales in question are the Lydian Pentatonic and the Hirajoshi, the Japanese, great one, the Japanese Hirajoshi Scale. I am not really happy with them because they're referred to as one being the same as the other, like the Lydian Pentatonic being the Hirajoshi Scale or the Hirajoshi Scale being the Lydian Pentatonic. That's not really correct because it's the same as saying A minor is C major. Well, A minor and C major, they share the same notes, but they are different. They sound different. One is a major scale, C major, and one is a minor scale. And the set of semitones, the semitone structure within the scale is different. Which gives them the different sound or the different tone. And the same is actually the case with the Lydian Pentatonic and the Hirajoshi Scale. So the Lydian Pentatonic, whichever way you want to see that, is the fourth position of the Hirajoshi Scale, or you could also say, when you're thinking from Lydian Pentatonic as the main root of thought, then you could say the Lydian Pentatonic is, the Hirajoshi Scale is the second position or the second mode of the Lydian Pentatonic. So I give you an example. So the Lydian Pentatonic, we stay in A place. Okay, the second position of that is so-called Hirajoshi Scale. So, but if you compare the different sounds that they have, so the Hirajoshi Scale is a minor scale, and the Lydian Pentatonic is a major scale. So you have here, and you have here in the Hirajoshi a minor third. So listen to them when you play the same from the same root note. So we play first the Lydian Pentatonic Scale from A, and then we play the Hirajoshi Scale also from A, and then you can hear that. Good. I hope that was illustrating quite well to you how they sound differently from each other, even though they share the same notes, depending on which way you want to see that. And the next one, I also want to give you a sound of a Lydian chord progression. Listen to this. Right, Lydian chord progression. Why? Because we have a Lydian Pentatonic. Yeah, and that pentatonic you can play over that Lydian chord progression that we just, for example, or any other Lydian chord progression that I just played. For the Hirajoshi scale, we have to analyze the structure. So if you analyze the structure, you see that you have a root, a second, a major second, a minor third, a 5, you skip the 4, play the 5, a minor 6, and the root again. So yeah, root, major second, minor third, 5, minor 6, and the root again. So this is basically you could say it's a scale where you can build a minor add 9 chord from. So a 9 without the 7, because the 7 is not in the specific scale. A minor add 9 chord sounds like this. And here's a chord progression that you can build from that. Now, as you can see or hear, better to speak, the Hirajoshi scale sounds completely different if you use it as in a Hirajoshi context, and the Lydian Pentatonic scale sounds completely different if you use it within a Lydian context. What is really interesting about the whole concept in general is, and that is something that I really don't like by many of the YouTube tutorials about those two exotic scales, that they only refer to the root position. However, if it's a pentatonic scale, it has 5 notes and it can be played from every of these notes. In other words, same as with the minor pentatonic scale, it has 5 positions, 5 individual positions on the fretboard that you would have to learn. And I highly encourage you, don't just go learn every scale in the root position. If you start working on a scale or on the pentatonic, work every position of that scale or learn every position of that scale or pentatonic across the fretboard. Otherwise it's only half the job or half the story. And then you'll find that some of those pentatonics or some of those scales, that they somehow interlink, as with the Lydian Pentatonic and the Hirajoshi scale. And then you can play around with it and you can find new notes and new tones and new universes of sound, so to say. But it really is that way. So I highly encourage you to do so. And here I have prepared for you all 5 positions of the Lydian Pentatonic scale. I think of it as the Lydian Pentatonic scale as the root, and I know that the Hirajoshi scale is one of the positions of the Lydian Pentatonic. That's my way of thinking. So here they come. that we have looked to all 5 positions, I want to point out the one position that I find very, very interesting as well, because it gives you sort of a Phrygian, exotic Phrygian kind of sound, and that is the 4th position of the Lydian Pentatonic scale, and that would be in E, that would be that one. And now listen to the chord progression that you can build from that. Folks, I hope that was informative for you. I hope you enjoyed that little video about exotic scales. Exotic scales are absolutely super fun to use and to play around with, and they open the horizon and give you new sound universes. So highly encourage, go for it, explore, find your way around yourself. Only one from my side, one advice: learn all 5 positions, or if you do a full scale, learn all 7 positions. Today we're talking pentatonics, all 5 positions, my quest. And that's it from me for now, and I'm saying so long.